Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. As you can see, Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, on Wednesday last week, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka attended the investment conference in Homa Bay. That event was also attended by Raila Odinga. William Ruto attended it the previous day. That event was significant, politically speaking, in the Republic of Kenya because the meeting came a few days after Raila Odinga and William Ruto had met with Museveni in Uganda, so it was significant. But on his way to Homa Bay, Kalonzo Musyoka detoured to Kabarak for a meeting with Gideon Moi. Why do you think Kalonzo Musyoka decided to go and meet Moi before coming to Homa Bay? Of course, Kalonzo Musyoka was accompanied by Eugene Wamalwa and Mwangi wa area. The truth of the matter is that since the last general election, Gideon Moi decided to take a low profile, politically speaking. He has not been seen since that time. In fact, during the Azimio Mandamanos, Gideon Moi never featured anywhere. So why do you think Kalonzo Musyoka decided to go and meet him? The truth is, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is trying to consolidate Azimio. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka wants to take charge of Azimio. Can he really fit the shoes of Raila Odinga? And what are some of the factors that can make him succeed or fail? So in this video, I want us to look at whether Kalonzo Musyoka has what it takes to succeed Raila Odinga. The truth of the matter is that as we speak, Kalonzo Musyoka is senior politically speaking. He has a base. Of course, in Azimio, apart from Raila Odinga, only Kalonzo Musyoka can claim to have a base because the Kamba Nation are fully behind him. And again, if you look at numbers, Kalonzo Musyoka can claim to have numbers in parliament. He's unlike Martha Karua. For example, in an ordinary circumstance, Martha Karua was Raila Odinga's running mate in the last election. And if Raila Odinga is leaving, ideally the person who should take over is Martha Karua. But Martha Karua does not have numbers. Martha Karua does not have a base. Therefore, I doubt if Azimio can allow Martha Karua to be the next leader should Raila Odinga succeed. But what are some of the factors that will determine whether Kalonzo Musyoka can actually succeed Raila Odinga? Let's face it, by becoming the leader of Azimio, Kalonzo Musyoka will automatically become the official opposition leader. Of course, there are still talks over the issue of the official opposition because remember, the NADCO report recommended the creation of the office of the official opposition leader. That deal was brokered by the US government, who placed Ruto in office. So if Raila Odinga will go to Addis Ababa, the question in Azimio is who should take over. And I'm sure that's why Kalonzo Musyoka is positioning himself as the Azimio leader, although ODM party are still claiming that seat. That should Raila Odinga leave, the majority party within Azimio coalition in parliament is ODM, and therefore they are also laying claim to the position. But the truth is, Kalonzo Musyoka is looking at that. The other thing is that by becoming the Azimio leader, it will be automatically. Number two, by becoming the Azimio leader, Kalonzo Musyoka believes that he will automatically become the Azimio presidential candidate. But can he really fit the shoe of Raila Odinga? Kalonzo Musyoka has some immediate tasks to do. The first task to do is that he must prove that he can fit in Raila Odinga's shoe. The truth is, so far, if you ask me, Kalonzo has tried. We've seen Kalonzo moving from point A to point B. He's been trying, reaching out to people like Gideon Moi, trying to move around with people like Wamalwa, and also someone like Wairia. Yeah. The other thing is that Kalonzo Musyoka should be able to chart his own political path away from the shadows of Raila Odinga. That's very, very important. Because, Raila Odinga is so huge to an extent that Even right now, Kalonzo Musyoka was moving. He was in Nakuru the other day. Raila Odinga was in Kisii. But if you compared those two rallies, Raila Odinga's rallies were massive. So the truth is, he needs to chart his own political path the way he's been trying to do. And importantly for Kalonzo Musyoka, he must be able to consolidate Azimio strongholds. If Kalonzo Musyoka can do that, I doubt if there's anything that can stand on his way. First of all, who are the other co-principals in Azimio? There's Raila Odinga in ODM, there is Kalonzo, there is Martha Karua, there is Eugene Wamalwa, there is Mwangi wa Iria, maybe Uhuru is trying to front Kioni or Murade, but I think they're always just representing Uhuru. Then there is Wajakoya, the fifth. And I've been observing something of late, that Kalonzo has already won Wamalwa, Mwangi wa Iria, Jubilee wako tu hapo katikati, but Raila Odinga on his side has Wajakoya the fifth. Before we get into all those details, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. What are some of the factors that will either help Kalonzo Musyoka become the Azimio leader or fail? The first factor is the ability to rally Azimio principles. Of course, he's been trying to do that. That's why he reached out to Gideon Moi. So far, I'm yet to understand Gideon Moi's game plan, but I want to assume that because William Ruto comes from the Rift Valley, it will be very difficult for Gideon Moi to oppose William Ruto in Rift Valley. And because politics is local, he's trying to weigh. In my view, I even suspect that Gideon Moi might actually support Ruto in 2027. But for Kalonzo Musyoka, that move of meeting Gideon Moi is actually intended to rally Azimio principles. If he can rally all the Azimio principles, because so far, just like I was trying to say, I'm seeing Wajakoya on the side of Raila Odinga. Again, politics is local. Wajakoya knows so well that unless he aligns himself with Raila Odinga, he might not succeed. So Kalonzo must be able to rally Azimio principles, which for me so far, I think is trying to do. The only challenge for him is Martha Karua, because Martha Karua also, I think, believes that she should be the one. Number two is the Uhuru Kenyatta factor. The truth of the matter is that Uhuru Kenyatta is a huge political factor in Azimio. Azimio is currently together because of Uhuru Kenyatta. In the last election, I even doubt whether Kalonzo Musyoka would have stuck with Azimio without Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is the Jubilee leader, which means there is the expectation that he still controls Jubilee Party. Even if Jubilee Party will not be there, he has his people. And therefore, it cannot be ignored. Uhuru Kenyatta has the money that can make things move in Azimio. In fact, there were those who were alleging that immediately after Kalonzo left Gideon Moi's residence, that's when he organized that rally in Nakuru, because Gideon Moi funded. So Uhuru has that ability. He has the network of Kanu. He has those of Jubilee. He has the money. Uhuru Kenyatta is a former president, which means when it comes to even intelligence, he has a bit of the intelligence report. So if Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on having Kalonzo as the next leader of Azimio, should Raila Odinga leave, I doubt if that will not happen, because Uhuru Kenyatta also can talk to Raila Odinga. The third factor is the finance. And this is where I think Kalonzo Musyoka is performing poorly. If you look at the way Kalonzo Musyoka is moving around, you will just agree that he might not be that wealthy politician. And it has not reached a point where Kenyans are saying, you are our candidate. So it will have to reach a point where Kenyans are saying you are our candidate. But for now, Kenyans have not said that. So which means Kalonzo Musyoka should be able to finance Azimio activities. In fact, the main reason why Raila Odinga has total control over Azimio is because he's able to fund Azimio activities. If Azimio were to hold a rally today, rest assured that Raila Odinga is the one funding it, or through his people and things like those. Uhuru Kenyatta has the finance. I'm told Uhuru Kenyatta is planning to finance Kalonzo. The immediate thing he should do is to release the first batch. He should release the first batch to Kalonzo Musyoka immediately, without any delay. Because that finance is what will make things move. Without finance, things will not move. Yeah? So for me, Kalonzo does not have the money. He needs the money. If Uhuru can provide it, the better. But I've always advised Kalonzo that he needs someone like Sonko on his side. Sonko might not have that kind of money, but the little he has, he knows how to use it. Yeah. And number 4 is the Mount Kenya political interest. You see, there is the talk in Azimio that their next presidential candidate should come from the mountain. Those who are pushing for that are arguing that if a presidential candidate comes from Mount Kenya, then the mountain can rally around that candidate. And then with the support of Azimio, then the person can win. But those who are against that are saying that if the mountain are keen on supporting Azimio, then they should support whoever is nominated. Yeah. So if Mount Kenya were to sponsor a candidate, Uhuru factor is definitely going to change, because that candidate might be Uhuru's candidate. Then again, Azimio might also disintegrate. And lastly is Raila. The truth of the matter is that in Azimio today, the person who is going to determine who becomes what, where, how, is none other than Raila Odinga. So if Raila Odinga were to wake up tomorrow and say, for us, ODM, we are agreeing to support Kalonzo Musyoka because we are also going for the African Union job, Kalonzo will be the automatic Azimio leader. And that's why I've always advised Kalonzo Musyoka that as much as he's keen on having Eugene Wamalwa, I doubt if it's a good strategy. Because there is no way you can have ODM party support you with their numbers. Then they don't have a presidential candidate. My friend, it can't happen. My friend, that, let's just assume that now Kalonzo Musyoka is the presidential candidate. Then Eugene Wamalwa is the running mate. Then Azimio, you give them what? AU for Raila. That cannot happen. So Kalonzo should consider Raila Odinga as a huge political factor in Azimio leadership. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.